This is Kal Kat, the Kal Katster, and this is, I guess, an update on Starcrackers, which is unusual. An update on that. The Distant Destinies, Career Destinies book, Adam Brown book, will be coming out next year, but the Starcrackers one's a little bit later because of some weird stuff going on with that. The Destinies, I guess this is both of them then. Distant Destinies with Canary Redemption came out in 2008. It was published, a book, self-published, and Starcrackers has never been out as a published book officially. We're going to bring it back out, but I've changed the name so that it will to Canary Destinies, so that we can have it come out in all 7 books from that series in the course of 2019. The first 6 months of 2019, you will see all 7 of them. So they'll all come out. Starcrackers will be following, and the other ones as well, up the because the Michigan book's already yeah, on a new platform, Amazon. Yeah, we have a full creative control over what's in it. So we're going for the other ones, the Starship Locations or Cillian Stories, which is related to that, and Starcrackers. Curiously, I saw some trailers for Star Trek Discovery, and this is about Starcrackers because they've mentioned the Red Angel. And that's interesting because yet another thing that we thought of long time ago is a Star Trek thing. That now it used to be that during the course of the Next Generation, I guess it was be on the Chimera site because it's related to that. Yeah, so put this on the Chimera updates website, the Starship Chimera, which is still coming next year. We just haven't shot any footage in September with some space footage. Marx Cards says no, it's coming in 2019. Well, he did say that last year, so he's got to be out. You know, if it's already March 2019 and we haven't shot any more footage, that might be a problem. That'd be crazy. That'd be like 2 years he has not shot any footage. Actually, technically in 2019 it was pickup scenes, and he had 2 lines. So yeah, 23 minutes of that remains. But he's the co-author of Starcrackers, that movie on YouTube, on the YouTube channel, on our fan channel, Weird Kitty 07, and there's also a version on the On Occasion Cats channel. I'm Adam Brown, obviously. So yeah, it's my book. I can put it out. But yes, the Red Angels in Starcrackers. So explain it now, so that all the other fanboys out there don't go, wait a minute, you're just saying that now. No, go watch the film from 1992, which was published in 2012, and then in 2014, or re-released in 2012 and 2014, they go to the Red Angel system in the movie. Starcrackers, the movie, was the longest-running sci-fi story that took forever to make, that we made, from when we were students in college until we were long out of college. And then it went back shortly afterward for a little while for the journalism stuff. So this was way back when we were doing script writing and stuff. In the 90s and 2000s. The 65-minute Starcrackers was completed there was a 65-minute script. It was completed in 1992. So the Red Angel system is from 1992. It is a star system that has a lot of debris, like a debris disk, like a Oort cloud, but it's really thick. So this debris disk looks like a halo. Hence, it's the Red Angel system. So there aren't any Red Angel aliens there. The aliens are dead, and they're floating in this debris field in this fleet in orbit thing. It's in the movie. So it's just called that. The astronauts named it that after like it looking like a halo around it. It looks kind of like Formahalt, actually, but red. Yeah. But it's not Formahalt. It's a red system instead of a blue one. Formahalt's a blue one. But yeah, it kind of looks like that. It's probably what Marx Cards was thinking. John. Yeah, that's his real name. But yes, we co-wrote that story way back in the 90s. So, as part of a formerly Star Trek story. So there's a lot of Star Trek-like elements in there. They're the working schlubs on the ship. They're space cops. They're sort of UN space cops, but they're kind of derpy and nerdy and can't really figure things out. They're not the best of the best. They're sort of the ones left over. and they're on this planet. They're trying to stop these Zuri pirates. And the crux of the movie was that they got, this is mainly about the movie, they got sphere of influence. They got trapped in the sphere that the aliens activated. The rebels, the pirates, had activated it by accident, having sacked their system, and the thing would drag them to and fro across the universe. So the solar system's local universe. So it was dragging them around because they kept turning it on and turning it off, and it pulled the Vanguard, then called the Josh Braun in the movie, the ship, into it with the pirate ship, and they had to work together with the pirates to escape. So it's sort of a Captain Harlock's Star Blazers episode. Crossover, but not really. It's sort of like the same idea, kind of like pirates and ships and whatever. So yeah, it was sort of like Roddenberry-esque. These two groups have to work together. Working schlubs have to work together to escape. The premise of the first novel of Star Crackers as well. Well, we have to change the name because Star Crackers is confused for a cracker company. We're not changing the name of Red Angel because that is actually a thing. So CVS, no, you can't use that name. You're gonna have to change it. We're not gonna change it. You're gonna have to change it. Yes. Or you could make it. Or here's the deal. We get carte blanche. Star Trek Chimera, Starship Chimera. We get to put up our fan film. No questions asked. You get to have Red Angel. We get to have it too. Yes. Now if our fan film comes out, and then they're like, okay, yeah, they didn't charge anything. They didn't do anything. They didn't say any money changed hands or anything. Their fan film, Starship Chimera, comes out. And yeah, we knew of these guys, so let them pass. Sure. they're not the XR people, so we'll let them do it. So if they let us do it, we'll let them do it. That's how it works. Anyway, so yeah, the star system is called Red Angel. It's like calling it Rigel, so they can't really copyright a name like that. So yeah, but the aliens want to destroy all life in the universe in this story, which is silly. They stole that from Alistair Reynolds, and a manga story called The Red King or whatever. Yeah, so they one of the Star Trek books. That was what it's called that. So the Iconians. It's Star Trek Online a little bit. Yeah, so it's like the Iconians. But yeah, this is clearly some sort of weird cross-pollination. We had nothing to do with Online. There is a Chimera ship on Star Trek Online, but it's not us. It appears that someone is one of our connections that put that up there. Cool. Okay. Let him do it. That's fine. That's the future in Star Trek Online, so it's probably that it's a Chimera in the future, another ship that's different than ours. So cool. Anyway, so Red Angel stays. We'll change the title of Star Crackers to something else though, just Vanguard or something. Can't call it Vanguard directly because that's the name of a security company, but we can call it something similar to that. Vanguard's Renegades or something, or Vanguard Rogues or something like that. Something that says, okay, that's what this is. Vanguard Space Cops. Probably not Space Cops. That's kind of red letter media. But they could be in the same universe, actually, as Space Cop. Be the same universe. It could be that Space Cop is a ancestor of Clark. From the story. Yeah. So, yeah, Red Angel. We were here first in the 90s. Our story came out in 2012 on the internet, so it's official that it came out. I don't think that Kurtzman saw it. I think they just borrowed the idea from the Red King and from the online Star Trek Online, and so yeah, let's just call it the Red Angel instead. Like, yeah, that's kind of sloppy, but yeah, they weren't reading ours, so it's different. In Star Crackers, the premise is that a lot of the alien life was wiped out already, and that the humans come along and they find the debris field. So it's different. It's really quite different. But yes, they're not similar. There's not going to be any tardigrades type thing going on because no, they can't possibly no. But our fan film gets to stay. Yeah, so in 2019. And we get to do our fan film. Yeah. Um, uh, but yes, that's not what was holding it back, though. That was something else. But yeah, yeah, it's weird. Red Angel, that's star system thing. So that is odd. But Blue Angel would be stupid because that would be like it's a Blue Angel. No, that's not, Red Angel makes more sense. It sounds mysterious. It's probably what he was thinking of was Red Dwarf, which same time period. It's probably what I was thinking. but yeah, that would definitely didn't rip off. But the humor is similar to that, but a larger cast, ensemble. There's 4 Starcracker books that have never been published, so at the ground floor of that, they can't really say anything. They could just say, "Oh, you ripped off this fan movie that came out on YouTube." It's like, why would you do that? No, but yeah. So yeah, right. We were there first. 2012. We got finished in 2012. There was a 78 to 80 minute version by 2011, and then we finished it in 2012. So it took forever. However, the Star Trek Chimera thing, having officially started in 2006, is our longest in production ever. It started in 2011 during the making of Starcrackers. And now it is going to be 2019, and as long as whenever. Yeah. It takes us forever because we don't have any money because we do it by ourselves. Yes. And Marx Cards says it's not really go motion, it's sort of comic book panel kind of motion. Not really go motion. Well, we call it that. I'm referring to like motion rigs and stuff. And essentially, the action figures are being motion rigged with your hand, so that's what it is. Yeah, it's not like large macro scale models. It's small. Yeah, so it's still go motion, but that group is gone. Yeah, so and Cillian and Chimera and Distant Destinies now has a new title, so we can avoid copyright confusion, brand confusion. Not copyright, but brand confusion with Destiny, which we had nothing to do with, and Distant Destiny, the rock group, which we had nothing to do with. Which is like the title that this was. Yeah, that one had many title changes over the years from when it was Star Trek, literally Space of Final Frontier. We changed it to Planetcom. Planetcom was, of course, the internet. As Arthur C. Clarke saw it in Rendezvous with Rama, we had to change that then. Even though I had read that book years later. So, well, see, that book came out in '73, so I was like 3 when it came out. But I didn't read it until I was 14. Then when I read it, I had to change it because obviously I couldn't call my little comic book thing, storybook thing, Legends of Spaceflight, after Arthur C. Clarke's book. It would be weird. The internet. And curiously enough, the internet does not feature in any of the early drafts of the book because it didn't exist yet. There's something like it by the 7th book. So it's weird. It's like a throwback series. You go through, you're like, they don't really have they sort of do, but not really, the internet. They sort of they have hyper radio. That's what they call it there. Because we couldn't call it Planetcom, obviously. Yeah. So yeah, there's lots of science fiction stuff coming out. Science fiction, fantasy. It's sort of like an elaborate Star Blazers, Firefly, Star Trek ensemble space opera with hopeful future and cousins and things like that. There's an old interview. One of the first KTS interviews ever was with me interviewing myself, in which I talked about it. But we'll talk about it again when it comes out. When it's actually in print again on Amazon, and we'll discuss. I will interview myself and discuss it. Yes, again, now. And all the lore and everything, the ships and things like that. Yeah. We don't have. Well, I'm the only one animating any of the ships or drawing any of the ships, so that would take forever if I tried to make an animation thing out of it. but I can certainly draw up some ships. But, yeah, and models and things. Yeah, this is a storybook. It's not a game. The Cillian thing is supposed to be a game, but it isn't developed yet. They were still ironing out how that would work. Play-by-role play storybook game. There are plenty of those out there. Yeah, that already exists. So yeah. So Starcrackers, Red Angel. Yeah, yeah. So that's pretty much the thing on that. Yeah, in our story, it's different. It's the Red Angel system. It's one of the HD stars. Hammer Drescher. HD stars. It's a red star with a lot of debris disk. It's the right age. We found the star, but that's not important. It's sort of like how they found the progenitor star in Distant Destinies, now under a new title. Where that one is also... Well, that one actually does have aliens there. But unlike the alien... Like stuff like the alien Prometheus and the alien... those other sci-fi stories that have dealt with the previous alien races and all that stuff. I deliver the goods, and Marx Cards are John, and I go to those places that are out there. But I did make some changes in Book 7 that you've never seen in print anyway, in Distant Destinies, in which I basically take out I took out where it actually is and just left it vague where it actually is, because by naming the star system and saying this is where it is in the Carina constellation, and saying here's where it is, and I just said it's a star in the Cassin star, the constellation in the Carina, and it says what it is. It's a trinary. Yeah, it just says that. So I left where it actually is ambiguous, but in the story they say where it is. So it's a star one of the heroes found when he was an astronomer, and then they're going to go there. So unlike those other stories where they don't deliver the goods and it's just a message about mind and body and whatever, where they find out where the cousins came from and where they were built and where they were grown or where they were tested in the laboratory planet and all that. They find that in the series eventually, and yes, it's in the series. They find it, and yeah, so in that universe they go there, because why can't they go there? It's a story, it's a book. Why not show that? Why is there... I don't know why these other old science fiction authors were like, no, we just have to make it a metaphor and not actually go to the progenitor planet. It's like, why not? Why not just go there? I mean, it's made up anyway. Yeah, it's like, just make it up. Just do do that. It's high fantasy at that point anyway. You basically have space Pandora boxes and like dimensional travel and revelations and stuff going on. So it's like, yeah, it's pretty much outside the box in Book 7 anyway. It definitely delivers the goods. Yeah. So yeah, the whole series is going to be quite wild and not a sideways universe. It's all within that same universe. And of course, would there be more? Of course there'll be more. But yes, the first 7 is a complete series, spanning 60 years of human spaceflight in the 25th and 26th century. Yeah, so not during Star Trek at all. They moved it up. It was never Star Trek. It was just Star Trek-like in that one. Starcrackers is around the same time period and moved up a couple of years, 100 years too. Because, yeah, 23rd century is too soon for a lot of that stuff. Not so much too soon for space-time idol. Or Cillian. Cillian can be. Cillian's set during the Star Trek. But it's not Star Trek. It's a parody. It's Cillian. It's Silly Trek. Starship Locations. And you don't need to know about Starship Locations to enjoy the Starship Locations stories that are coming after that. Just enjoy the ones that are there and just go from there. 30 years of that series. Yeah, told in a dozen books or so. So there's been a lot of other books written, but now they're going to be published. Stay tuned.